Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, 5 after 9 exactly. And that beautiful nasheed that we were listening to was by Ridwan Chunara, and it is entitled Journey of a Lifetime. Labaik, Allahumma labaik. The moment I hear the labaik, gosh, goosebump moments, that's all I can say. Alhamdulillah, and that's exactly what we're talking about this morning with none other than Sulieman Patel. He's with Khidmatul Awaam. They were the they were the service providers when I went on my Hajj in 2013. And Alhamdulillah, what an amazing experience. But I should imagine things have changed drastically from 2013 to now. And the big question, obviously, is affordability, which equates to possibly luxury. Sulieman Patel, Salaam Alaikum, welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And shukran as always, Julie, for allowing us to be able to come and chat to all our current Hujjaj and inshallah all the future and aspiring Hujjaj about this beautiful journey and some of the challenges that we face. May Allah Ta'ala reward you and Salam Media for your efforts in bringing across our information and trying to make this journey
Thumma
possible for
Ameen.
us, inshallah.
Thumma Ameen, inshallah, from your lips to Allah's ears, inshallah. Okay, I think the big question this time around, post COVID and post everything else, all the upheaval that we as South Africans have undergone over the past 3 years, uh, people are really looking forward to their Hajj trip. But we do know that there's the issue around affordability. And you guys have come in, you've put together amazing packages. Talk to us about it, and also the possible disappointment that you have put out an affordable package, but people are either not interested or haven't even bothered looking at the package in Azizia.
Okay, so let's kick off very quickly, right? Because everybody comes up and says this Hajj is not affordable. Now, remember, there's three major criteria for Hajj, right? The one is to be on Arafat, the second one is your Ihram, and then obviously your final tawaf that you're essentially doing. And those are the three priorities. And unfortunately, we've realized that the South African mindset and paradigm has been very much over the last couple of years. There's a 6 week Hajj, a 5 week Hajj, and a 4 week Hajj, and a 3 week Hajj. And everybody assumes that you have to basically go for that. And that's why you're looking at a package price 60, 70, 80,000 rand that's basically coming up. And then we realized that, but everybody's saying the affordable Hajj, so why don't we do something that's different? Okay, and that's essentially what we've done. And we've said that, listen, that if you're going for Hajj and if you've got your priorities right, you're going only for those, to fulfill the obligations of your Farz Hajj, you can go straight into Azizia, for example, which is right next to Mina. And from there, you can then complete your Hajj over 5 days. And that will essentially drop your package costs by a factor of close to 60 to 70%. And that essentially means that today a Hajj is affordable. So even if you take your package cost for Azizia, for example, that we've put out as an example per person at like around 15,000 Rand, and then you take your flight ticket plus your other expenses. So there's no excuse that people cannot do Hajj, because the reality is this: we said that we as a non-profit organization, and making sure that we want to make Hajj affordable, let's come up with an alternative package. But everybody still seems to be jazzed up in this particular mindset that you have to be on a frontline hotel in Medina or a frontline hotel in Makkah Mukarramah to be able to do that. And that's why your cost basically mushrooms from where you could potentially do a Hajj collectively with all your pricing, etc., inclusive, at around 40 to 50,000. It's going to go up to 80 or 90,000, and then people say it's not affordable. So that's what we've essentially tried to do. And
So,
remember,
so Sulaiman, let's look at this. You're talking about a 5 day Hajj package in Azizia. Does that mean that then the prospective Hujjaj doesn't go to Medina at all? Because again, we have this mindset we have to go and read 40 namazes at the Prophet's mosque. How does that factor in? What about if I come to you and I say to you, I'm happy to stay in Azizia, but I don't want to be there for 5 days. I'd like to be there for 10 days. Are you able to tailor make that for
yes.
me? Or is it on, will it not be workable because it's just a handful of people who want a 10-day package in Azizia? And what exactly does that include?
Okay, so let me clarify, right? So that means we're going to give you like a 2 week package in Azizia. So,
Ah,
so for the price, you're actually there for 2 weeks, okay? And that also is including meals. right? That means you're getting your morning meal and you're getting one other meal. So that means, alhamdulillah, we try to make it sure that while you're in Azizia, you're getting your meals and you're being fed. So, and from there, it's so easy to commute, as you know, to Mina, Muzdalifah, and Arafat, coming straight into your accommodation.
Okay,
So
it
literally,
is a bit of a challenge. It is a bit of a challenge, but it is doable if you're fit and healthy,
absolutely.
alhamdulillah.
Correct. You don't have to go to. I mean, remember I told you the farais of Hajj, tawaf, your ihram, and 1 minute on Arafat. That's essentially what you basically need to be able to
Alhamdulillah.
do,
Yes.
and that's your focus. It doesn't say that you have to go to Medina. Yes, we would love to go and basically give salam at the Roda. We would want to, and we're looking at alternative ways to see how we can accommodate it if we can. But we're restricted, right? We're restricted with for example, the travel, and will they close the border? Will they close the gates to Medina if we have a passport traveler coming in for a day in and day out? So these are some of the investigations that we want to learn and we want to be able to do. Because with the train journey from Medina to Mecca today, it's 2 hours. So it's the same like
Wow.
going from Mecca to Jeddah, right? So the reality is this: the train has brought these two cities right next to each other that within 4 hours we could commute, but we don't know if it will be possible for us to do that. So these are some of the investigations that we want to do. We have to say that off the beaten track, Khidmatul Awaam is trying to find an alternative way. We don't know if it will be possible, but if it's possible, we're going to do it. But if it's not possible, we're definitely going to try alternative ways to do it. We definitely want to make the Hajj experience that people can do it. But it just means applying lateral thinking in terms of how we're going to do this. But if there's going to be restriction imposed, then we can't take the Hujjaj to Medina. But if we can, we definitely want to do so because we would love to give people the experience, even if it's for a day to go so. But we don't know if it will be
Alhamdulillah.
possible. But if not,
Okay, so let me ask you this question,
we-
Sulaiman. Sulaiman, this question, the next question. You alluded to the trains which only take 2 hours to Medina. I do know that when the train service was launched a little while ago, it was only open to Saudi nationals. Is it
no.
open to foreigners at the? Is it not?
Yes, absolutely. It's open. And now it's
Oh,
open. It's for
it's
you to be
totally
able to
open.
travel.
So that
But we
is
don't know. We
doable.
don't know. Yeah, but we don't know what the travel restrictions will be during Hajj. Yeah, because obviously you remember this thing. COVID is coming. This will be the real first Hajj where we got 1 million people coming together. So there's going to be a lot of challenges post the COVID period in terms of this. So we don't know what restrictions will come in, and it's there. But Khidmatul Awaam gives one commitment, and that whatever possible option is there, we will try and do. Based on this, we will be working with the regulator, Sahuk, wherever we can, in terms of being able to say what we can achieve. We don't know what will be possible or what will not be possible. But I don't think Khidmatul Awaam or the regulator will want to stop it if we can't give the extra opportunity to go for the Haji, to go back and forth into Medina and back. But we don't know. We're really going to try, and these things will inshallah be there. But we're not committing that. We're saying that we want to try and make the full experience possible based on the availability, and theoretically everything's possible. But the reality is this: that working with us and our regulator and the Hajj ministry, we will see what's possible. If it's not possible, it's not. But the reality is
Okay.
today, theoretically, it can be done, and
All
inshallah,
right.
we
So
will try and make it.
all of this information is available on your website, but just for the purposes of this program, uh, give us a bottom line figure for the 10 days in Azizia. What exactly it includes? You did say breakfast and another meal, so I should assume it's dinner and breakfast. And I do know you feed the people very well from my experience, Shukr.
Alhamdulillah.
Um, how are they going to then? They probably could go by bus that has been provided by the Muassasa service from Azizia to the Haram and back again. I did say that it might be a little. It might take a little more time, but you will get there and you will get back, alhamdulillah. So those 10 days, what's it going to cost, including airfares and everything else? Or are
True.
you just giving us
That
a price for?
Yeah, so you said there's a bottom line cost. You would
Yeah.
notice one thing on our package, and I think the regulators also put it through, that we can cover, for example, the accommodation cost at this point in time, and we can cover, for example, what a projected airfare would be. But
Okay.
the fees that have not yet been released, okay, by the regulator are for example, your tax around your tanazul, around the dim. and whether you're going to basically go into like special services when you're in Mina or not. So unfortunately, we cannot give a bottom line figure on that. But the cost, what you see on our package in terms of accommodation cost, it's inclusive of food for the 2 days in the Azizia. It's there. That's the affordable one that we can give you. The earlier you book, you can get a flight. If you book earlier, you can get a flight, for example, around 15,000. You're going to book 5 days later, it's going to be 18,000 as an example. But that we more or less know what that package is. So if you just take your accommodation cost and flight cost, approximately you're looking at about between 30 to 35,000. Whatever the other fees are that will basically then come in will still have to be added on that. But unfortunately, we can only add those costs on transparently once the operator release. We don't make money on that. That's cost that you
I
come through.
know.
Our
Okay,
cash.
so you are saying, Sulieman, you are saying that plus minus 10 days in Azizia is going to cost you with 2 meals approximately 40,000 Rand, including your flights, approximately. That's for Azizia. What's the frontline hotel cost in for your Hajj, for example?
Or,
We talking 10 days here, let's say 3 weeks or 4 weeks, frontline hotel costs for
double
Hajj.
it. Double it straight away. Double it.
Mhm.
So as soon as you go into, for example, like a 3 weeks package or a 4 weeks package, your cost, your 3 weeks package. Remember, by that time you have most of your Hujjaj in Manila or in Makkah already. So as your supply decreases, your price will go up. So that particular package price of a frontline hotel, add at least another 15 to 20,000 Rand to that, even if it's for a 3 weeks package. So that means if you're, let's assume that if we had to say that if you take a flight cost, and let's assume worst case scenario, that Azizia plus let's with all costs, worst case scenario, right? In an approximate cost, I'm making sure it's approximate cost. If you had an affordable Hajj today for Azizia and flights, and let's assume all your taxes come in, let's just say approximately 50,000 Rand. That would be no frontline hotels. But if you had to add frontline hotels to that, for example, if I had to use a 50,000 Rand benchmark as an example, you can easily go up to 80,000. It's a 30,000 Rand difference.
Okay, so the
And
costs have
remember,
risen
approximate cost.
considerably. They've risen considerably since I've been
Absolutely.
on Hajj in 2013. But we do
Absolutely.
know that the cost of living all around the globe has gone up. What with the war in Ukraine and other factors, we do know we're being hard hit from all sides. What has the take up been like?
So Alhamdulillah, at the moment, remember Khidmatul Awaam has come out with our packages, and Alhamdulillah, with that, we essentially have quite a few inquiries at this particular point in time, and Alhamdulillah, our packages are extremely competitive because as a company, most of us are engineers, lawyers, etc. We don't make money on this. We don't take salaries, nothing on this. We do it just purely for the love of making it possible that the Haji can go. So we can be extremely cost competitive with our packages at this particular point in time, and Alhamdulillah, we've had a good uptake so far. Yes, as the list gets released, it's there. The sad part is, the prices drastically increased from 2 years ago up to now. We're looking at about a 30 to 35% premium on pricing. Okay, and that's not brought by us. That's unfortunately based on the demand and supply curve, plus the cost of what we're incurring in the kingdom, unfortunately, and that's what we have to deal with. I mean, even food has become so extremely expensive, etc. on that side. So the reality is this, that we've got some serious challenges in terms of how we're doing it, and that's why we've introduced this low-cost Hajj option. That, folks, Hajj is possible. You can save a 30 to 40 grand by going straight into Azizia and to basically do that. Whatever other possibilities that we will do as Khidmatul Awaam, we will strive to try and do that. We don't
Inshallah.
know what is possible or not, inshallah, but we definitely want to give you the best experience as part of it, because that's our dream. We want every single person to be there and to be able to achieve that. If we can achieve more together with the regulator, and the regulator is supportive of Khidmatul Awaam in terms of what we want to do, we will definitely work with the regulator and the Hajj ministry to say that if we can go the extra distance to do something extra for the Haji, why not? We don't know if it's possible,
Absolutely.
but that's what we are. But Hajj is affordable today. You've got a 2 weeks package in Azizia that's available for you. If not, if you want a frontline hotel, there's a premium that you will pay, but 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and 5 weeks is definitely a reality. No 6 weeks Hajj this year, Julie.
Okay, so that's where we're going to leave it. Let's talk again the moment you've had further updates on this matter, because this is very important. This information needs to go out to our community. And you are saying has there been any interest shown in the Azizia package?
Sadly, no.
Oh, goodness
Sadly,
me.
no. Because mindset and paradigm is everybody wants to basically be that they assume that Hajj is I have to spend some time in Medina and have to spend time in that. People look, if it's your first time and you're going for that, everybody would have that yearning and love to do that. And secondly,
Absolutely.
everybody would assume that if I'm just going to go this particular route, that will be that. But remember, once your labbaik gets answered, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open it up for you. So even if we can't do a
Inshallah.
Medina trip this year, there's no reason why your dua cannot be accepted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will
Ameen.
do it. And that's the
Ameen.
paradigm shift that we're telling South Africans, right? Listen, hey, listen, that if you're going into a 3 weeks or 4 weeks package, by that time you already know the Haram is packed, Medina is packed, you're not going to do it. Maybe we need to change thinking and say, let me do the 2 weeks package for Azizia, let me get my farais of Hajj done, and then I'm going to, when I'm chilled, next time I'll go for Umrah. You understand my point?
Ameen.
It's
Inshallah.
easy
Ameen.
to do that, Julie. That's an option. So
Okay.
you need to be able to weigh it up.
Right. We will talk again. Sorry, we've got to go, let you go now, but we will talk again. The more, more information is available. As soon as it is available, we'd love to talk with you. So keep well, keep in touch and keep us in your du'as, inshallah.
Shukran jazilan to Salam Media, Julie, and all the best. And inshallah, may Allah Ta'ala accept the labbaik of all our
Ameen.
hujjaj and potential
Ameen.
hujjaj coming
Ameen.
forward, inshallah.
Ameen. Assalamu alaikum to you,
Wow.
Sulieman Patel from Khidmatul Awaam. And that is something you need to think about if you are going on Hajj and feel that you don't think that you can afford being in the frontline hotels. Believe you me, I've been there, and it will be quite a different experience. Spending 10 days in Azizia, it's going to be a beautiful experience. It's your mindset that's going to make all of the difference. So think about it, and inshallah, you'll go out there and truly enjoy an absolutely Mubarak Hajj. 9:22, this is News and Views with me, Julie Ali, right here on Salam Media.